The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain. Chapters 1 through 8 by
Kat,
Alyssa,
Megan,
Jana
Anne Marie.
and Liz.
The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn tells the story of a young boy named Huck living in Missouri. Huck lives with a very mannered lady, the widow Douglas, who often tries to civilize him. Huck is good friends with Tom Sawyer, and together they cause trouble and seek mischief. For instance, in a previous story, the boys obtained a large sum of money from robbers.
throughout the novel, superstition appears to affect various characters. For instance, Huck kills a spider and fears it will fetch him bad luck. Huck sneaks away from Widow Douglas's to meet Tom for a gang meeting. While trying to stealthily escape, they come across Miss Watson's slave, Jim. After this close encounter, the two friends have a lively meeting with the local boys. This juvenile gang was the reason for Huck's quick thinking and witty intellect.
Widow Douglas continues to try and civilize Huck. She teaches Huck how to pray properly, instructing that he pray for spiritual things and the well-being of others. Huck reveals his fear for his father, Pap. Huck hasn't been in Pap's care for a while now. In fact, he hasn't seen him for more than a year. At one point in time, Pap was believed to be dead. A man's body was found in the river, and his features fit Pap's description. Huck's fear for his drunk of a father disappeared until he came to the conclusion that the body found was not that of Pap's, but that of a woman dressed as a man. Huck and his friends continued to seek trouble, but the gang disbanded, seeing as no one achieved a robbing or had killed anyone.
Although Huck often skipped out on school, he began to understand it slowly. One morning, Huck turned over the salt cellar and feared bad luck would fall upon him. It did in the form of a footprint with a cross in it. Huck realized it was Pap's footprint and rushed to give his money to Judge Thatcher. Next, he visited Jim, who told Huck about his father using his magic hairball. When Huck returned home, Pap was in his room.
Pap demands Huck's fortune and that he quit going to school. Pap criticizes Huck for trying to be better than him by insulting his education and clothing. Huck can't give his father the money. Pap takes all the money Huck has on him to buy alcohol. Pap then leaves to find Judge Thatcher, intending to obtain Huck's fortune.
Pap tries to obtain Huck's fortune from Judge Thatcher. Although refused numerous times from the judge, Pap receives bits of money, and each time he invests in alcohol. Widow Douglas angers Pap by not allowing him to loiter around Huck. Fueled with resentment towards the widow, Pap kidnaps Huck and takes him to his cabin. While there, Huck enjoys a school-free environment, spending his time fishing and smoking. Huck experiences abuse from his father and is often locked in the cabin while his father leaves. One night, Pap gets drunk and goes on a rant about the government. Pap begins yelling about demons and chases Huck, presumably trying to kill him. Huck defends himself, and once Pap falls asleep, Huck keeps by him a loaded gun in case of another tussle.
No longer willing to put up with Pap, Huck decides to make his escape. He waits till Pap has gone to the bars, then he sets up his murder. He took an axe to the door and slaughters a pig, pouring its blood all over the cabin. Then he escapes in a canoe to Jackson Island.
Huck and Jim's escape to Jackson's Island symbolizes the start of their journey on the river.
As Huck seeks refuge on the island, he watches the locals try to find his body. He laughs at the irony of the fact that he was eating the bread meant to find his corpse. When Huck finds Jim, who is living on strawberries, he realizes that even though they are both runaways, Huck has more freedom and fortune than Jim. Jim expounds on this idea when he tells Huck that he invested in a cow, symbolically representing how he lost both his money and his good luck.
It's pretty stellar.